Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach Iconic, and today we'll be recapping season 4, episode 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. And I am excited because this season has been really good so far. Before we get into our episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and to turn on the notification bell because I'll be recapping every single episode of Drag Race UK season 4. And if you love all things Drag Race, then this is the place you want to be because this is just the beginning. Queen of the Bone Age ended up being the winner of last week's Maxi Challenge, and Starlet was the one who went home. And I hope that Starlet posts her looks because girl, we're gonna miss you on the runway. The mini challenge for this week is very chaotic. They are doing the NAFTA Awards, which is also very shady. And what is taking me out is the fact that RuPaul brings out this infamous ornament. And not only is it the infamous ornament, but this thing is huge. Like, what the hell? This thing is gigantuous. That's what she said. The queens did vote for these categories, and the names for these are insane. Like, the first one is pretty normal, Best in Show, which goes to Black Peppa, as it should, because she's been doing the damn thing this whole competition. The next award is Best Background Act in a Non-Speaking Role, and that goes to Coppertop. So not only was Coppertop picked last week, but she also got this shady ass award. So yeah, Coppertop just cannot catch a break, and it's like, oh, poor Cop Top, poor Cop Top. The next award is Scene Stealing, Attention Grabbing Camera Hog, and that goes to Danny. Danny goes to the podium and she gives just the best accepted speech, which is just pure gibberish, and it had me cackling over. I'm like, Danny, please spare me this episode. The award for Best Act Resting on Pretty goes to Baby, and although she is very pretty, I don't think she's been resting on that because Baby has been showing a lot of different sides of herself, including songwriting, rapping, dancing, but she is gorgeous, so sure, this award can go to her. The last award is Best Hot Mess, and that goes to Sminty. And Sminty just is taking me out with this wig. I'm like, girl, please. This wig, this Edna wig from The Incredibles, I cannot. For the Maxi Challenge this week, the queens have to get in pairs of 2, and they have to design a high fashion look that is bingo themed. And this is actually really cool. So not only do they have to design the looks, but they have to work with their partner. So they bring out the bingo roller and they randomly decide who is paired with who. The teams end up being Phyllis, Minty, Baby and Dakota, Shitter and Coppertop, Danny and Pixie, and Peppa and Jombers. Now, since Minty won that shady ass award, which was Best Hot Mess, she gets to assign the boxes. Minty picks the letter I for her and LaPhil. She picks the letter O for Dakota and Baby, the letter B for Shitter and Cop, the letter G for Danny and Pixie, and the letter N for Peppa and Jombers. How come Black Peppa got the letter N? Yeah. How come Black Peppa got the letter N? Can you explain that to me? I'm just kidding. So right off the bat with these pairings, we get to see that Dakota and Baby work really well together. And that's not a shocker because as we've seen throughout the last 2 episodes, they are both really good drag queens and they both have really good work ethic. So I knew that when they were going to be paired up that it can go really well for them because they both know what they're doing. Minty and LaPhil, they make an interesting pairing. And what's so funny about this is that even though Sminty was the one who got to pick the boxes, she is not happy with the fabric that is inside. And that's surprising to me because the color blue is so beautiful. You can do so much with it. But yeah, Sminty is not initially feeling the colors within this box. And LaPhil is just there encouraging her. And I love LaPhil. Like, LaPhil is such a vibe. LaPhil is that one girl you be in high school with and like you be paired with her for a project and you wouldn't know what the hell you're doing, but she would be like, it's okay, girl, I got you. I'm gonna guide you through this. LaPhil gives me that type of energy and I love her for it. So Sminty, she lucked up by being paired with LaPhil. Rue does come in and meet with the queens to discuss their designs, and Jombers and Black Peppa, they have a really good sketch and their idea is really creative, but it's just the time management of it is what gets them because Black Peppa is literally weaving her garment and I'm like, oh no. I can feel the stress through the screen. I can feel the secondhand stress. On a side note, we have to talk about RuPaul clowning Jombers' name. RuPaul was clowning on Jombers. I'm like, oh my goodness. Now she called the name horrible. Jombers, it's okay. One thing I did like about the episode is that within these pairings, you got to know a lot about people's personal stories. Like Danny discusses their partner and how it feels to be separated from them while she's doing Drag Race. And Pixie also discusses Tia and how her and Tia used to be in a relationship. And even though that they aren't anymore, Tia is still repping her on this show. And I just find that to be so real. And I'm so glad that we got some insight into like the personal stories of these two, because they are some really great queens. And, you know, I don't think these two are going anywhere. So there's probably way much more that we're going to get to know. Shitter Gorgeous does open up about the dating experience as a drag queen, and specifically for her, because when you are feminine enough, that could be a turnoff, or when you're not masculine enough, that could be a turnoff as well. And at the end of the day, let them people be idiotic, because if they're not looking at you as a human being, then you don't need to be with a person like that, because they are looking for what they want instead of actually trying to sit down and get to know a person. So Shitter, you can do whatever you want. And Shitter does bring up the fact that she is in a happily committed relationship now, and good for her, because all that shit, nah, that's really lame, really lame. So you wanna know what's funny about this? Everybody's opening up, they're telling their stories, they're pouring out their hearts, you know, doing the usual mirror moments. And Black Peppa and Jombers are still working on their outfits. People are putting on their makeup, and this is just so funny. The way that this episode was put together, like everybody's telling their stories, and then all you see is Peppa and Jombers struggling. So we have finally made it to the runway, and Rue looks pretty this week. I love this color. That's what brings it together for me. The first pair is LaFille and Sminty, and these blue looks that they came up with, beyond gorgeous. Both are a serve. Sminty looks so great. Oh, Sminty, yes. Sminty, yes. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The way her body looks in this, she looks so sculpted. And then LaFille just looks so angelic, and her body also looks amazing. These two, they did an amazing job, and they were one of the best teams of the week. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Next up, we have Black Peppa and Jombers Blonde, and these outfits are actually not that bad. They still have a really good direction. However, it is a swerve because of the construction, and even Black Peppa said that the outfit just was not up to her standards. Danny and Pixie are the next to walk the runway, and their looks are serves. I really like Danny's and how she has like the black boots all the way up, and then Pixie looks nice too. I think they both correlate really well, and they kept it simplistic, which was smart. Next up, we have Dakota and Baby, and when I tell you, the girls came with the fist up, okay? They came to play the game. They ate this up. They ate this up. This strain that Baby has going on that correlates with what Dakota has throughout her garments and the boots that Dakota has, it's so smart and so well done, and it's so chic, and they both correlate each other so well while being very different. Oh my goodness. They ate the plates too at this point, okay? There's nothing left. There's no dishes, there's no crumbs. The final pair is Copper Top and Shitter Gorgeous. I love what Shitter Gorgeous has on, and there's way more detailing in her look. So Shitter is a serve, but Copper is a swerve, because the white boots are taking me out. I knew that when they included that scene of Danny offering those black boots, that it would come back to haunt her. The white boots just throw it off for me. And other than that, it's not that bad. Pixie and Danny end up being safe, and I agree with this decision because their looks were right in the middle. Like, they definitely deserve to be safe, so I'm glad that they are safe to slay another day. Sminty and LaFille get really good critiques, and they deserved it because they look beautiful on the runway. Naomi calls it high fashion, calls it couture, and RuPaul says that it's fantastic. So these are really good critiques, and they were close to winning, but there was another pairing that just took the cake by far. The next team critiqued is Black Peppa and Jombers Blonde. RuPaul says that she admired the ambition of the outfits, because I think Ruth saw how good that those sketches looked, and just the final product was sadly not there. One moment that did have my mouth open was when Michelle was like, the color looks really good on you, Black Peppa, but on you, Jombers, it just, you know, washes you out. And I'm like, oh. Also, RuPaul does have a good kiki about the fact that Black Peppa's zipper is just doing the ring around the rosy on her waistline, and it's so funny. Dakota and Baby are next up, and when I tell you star power at its finest this week, they knocked it out the park. One thing I loved about their critiques was when Alan said that they built off the essence of the color, and I was like, ooh, I like that. They built off the essence of the color. I don't know what that means exactly, but that's what they did. Whatever that means, that's what they did. Naomi does mention how Dakota and Baby look like they have a complete collection going on with their outfits. And Ruth says that the outfits came together and that the looks are fun. So, you know, this is the week that Baby deserved, because after last week's shenanigans, my girl deserved. Okay, she deserved. Copper Top and Cheddar are the last team critiqued, and these critiques are not good at all, especially for Copper Top. They eat Copper Top up. Like, when I tell you they put seasoning on her, flipped her upside down, and served her with some damn A1 sauce, like, Michelle did not like Copper's hair at all. Ooh, just hearing the critiques Cheddar got in comparison to Copper, it was very hard, because RuPaul said that Cheddar had a gorgeous outfit and that the proportions and the draping was just right. And you know, Copper, she just got ate up. At the end of the day, at the end of all of this, the winners end up being Dakota and Baby. Justice for Baby, and Dakota turned it also. Like, Dakota having 2 wins in a row, it should be 100% agreement between everybody who watches Drag Race that Dakota and Baby deserve to win this challenge, because they earned it. They earned it, especially Baby. The bottom 2 of the week end up being Black Pepper and Copper Top, and they lip sync to the song This Is Real. And this lip sync is the best one of the season so far. I think Black Pepper turns it the hell out. When she started to go in for it, I was like, oh, come on, queen. Come on, queen. I just love to see someone in their element. Like, I love to see somebody present in that moment doing what they love to do. And you could tell Black Pepper was there enjoying herself, because she was performing. She was performing for us, and it was just so amazing to see. Of course, she won the lip sync, and Copper Top sadly ends up sashaying away. So Copper sadly does leave us. I hope that Copper takes what she has done within these 3 episodes and girl, go make some money and go travel the world, because 3 episodes of Drag Race is a lot, okay? That's a lot of time that the fans have been able to see you and to see your art. So you still got to show a good bit. Let me know in the comments who you are rooting for so far after these 3 episodes. We all know I'm a Black Pepper stan. I am a Baby stan. Dakota is kind of taking it from me also. Like, ooh, I'm just living for Dakota at this moment in time. And LaFille, you gotta love LaFille. This cast is just so strong. It's hard to pick a select few, but Black Pepper to the end for me. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, I will see you for episode 4.